Previous organizational behavior studies have indicated that an individual's happiness is no impact on their productivity. However, Ostrov's study indicated that an individual's happiness does contribute to the organization's productivity. In other words, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. If individual happiness is not equal to individual productivity and individual happiness does indicate organizational productivity, what's the cause? Ostrov supposes that it might be citizenship. Within an organization, the more invested you feel comes from a feeling of happiness. And so a happier individual is more likely to assist other individuals within the organization to cooperate and collaborate. And those binds that are formed because of an individual's happiness is how the organization experiences greater productivity. Now, that's not the only issue that can impact organizational productivity. Within each organization, there does exist a culture, right? As Schein referenced in their paper, when you have those cultures, necessarily what ends up happening is subcultures tend to form, and you have clashes over between the subcultures within an organization. Think of a CEO's priorities compared to an operator's priorities. A CEO can look at an individual and see them as a dollar figure, as a cost that can be reduced because their priority is to make profit. Whereas the operator will prioritize the other individuals that work and do the actual labor within an organization because for them, what they prioritize is cooperation because they know instinctively that cooperation is how they can accomplish their tasks more quickly. So when you have these roles within an organization across purposes, you end up getting dysfunction that can manifest as harder, difficult communication, direct opposition because certain subcultures may be at their priorities would be at odds with another subculture's priorities. When you have those barriers within subcultures within an organization, that creates necessarily barriers to communication, which disrupts institutional learning. And of course, anything that will disrupt communication and institutional learning will increase the lack of productivity. Another concept that was brought up during the readings this week was the idea that perhaps productivity causes an individual's happiness, right? Imagine the people at NVIDIA who are now millionaires because they have stock options that they enjoy because of NVIDIA's success. I'm sure if you were to ask them, they would report that they are extremely happy as a direct result of their company's productivity. Uh, my personal reflection is that happiness leads to productivity, which leads to happiness, which leads to productivity, and it kind of goes on and on. There's not a linear relationship or a commutative relationship where it goes back and forth. I think of it more as like an Ouroboros. It's a circle that kind of works within itself always. And so when you consider the idea of happiness causing productivity or productivity causing happiness, I actually think that much like a circle, it's like asking where a circle's begin and ends. It doesn't. You have to take care of both within an organization, and in doing so, that is how you achieve both by tending to both factors simultaneously.